Right, this no cool coil thermostat set for 70, like 80 degrees in here. It's a Bryant air handler. It's in the wall. It's an apartment complex. You see where there used to be water, but there's nothing there now. Fan's running, but condenser's not running. A little dusty. Pop this float switch out. Check the obvious things. Make sure there's no water in there, which there's not. And we'll go around. I think there's an easy trap down here on the other side. Go around and take a look. Alright, here's the easy trap. I went to flip the switch around and see if it was tripped, and it came right on. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but it's all blocked up in there. And by the looks of it, it looks like it's been overflowing. I have a bucket here. Looks like more than likely what may be happening is, I don't know how well you can see that, but the easy trap is slanted downward. So I'm wondering if before the water actually lifts this float, if it possibly could be coming out there. Either that or somebody's been messing with it. So we'll clean that nasty thing out and flush it out with water. Actually, what I may do before I clean it is I'll pour water in it and see what happens, just to make sure. But I don't know if it shows up on camera, but that thing is blocked up right there at the top of the trap. So more than likely, if somebody tried to clean it, they brought the brush in through this side and just pushed all that crap up here. So we'll clean that out, and but first we'll pour some water in it and see if we get any water down here in this bucket. I poured water down the drain, and it goes over into a floor drain down there, and I didn't get anything out dripping into this bucket. So I'm wondering if maybe they popped this cap off, the homeowner, or possibly popped this off if the water was up there, and got a bunch of water out of it. Everything feels glued. I got the brush in there right now, and you can see that big chunk of crap that's right there. Still some chunks in there, but flush a bunch of water through there and clean that out. Flushed a bunch of water down the drain. Trap's nice and clear, draining like a champ. Checked all these fittings, everything's glued. So as far as the reason why they have this bucket here catching water, I just stumbled across that. Not sure if you can see up there, but there's water leaking right there and dripping into this bucket. Go around to the other side and I'll show you why. That first thing I noticed when I got here was that big rust stain right there. The drains chased down through this hole, and you'll be able to see a little bit of standing water there. What's happening is some of this condensation on this coil, instead of running down the length of the coil to the pan, it's catching these bits of dirt and debris and dripping straight down. See where it's already started dripping. The unit's only been running for probably not even 5 minutes. It's already starting to collect in there. Some of that over there is when I was, my bottle was dripping from when I filled it up with water. But you can see all this right here, that's coming from the coil. The water's running down, catching these pieces of dirt and dripping straight down. So we'll clean this coil off and That should take care of it. I'll go ahead and knock that out. I'm sure how well you can see in there. It's pretty junky. Just glancing at it doesn't look that bad, but if you look close between the fins where all the dirt collects, you can definitely see some funk in there. So we'll go ahead and clean that off, and that should take care of their catch bucket down there. Alright, coil's nice and clean now. Let's see, no dirt between the fins. All that's good. We'll just dry up this little bit of mess down here, and we'll be good to go. You can see how dirty that filter was. Still got a bunch of junk on this track in here, all on the outside of the door. Nasty. So we'll go ahead and wipe that down while we're here, and we'll be out of here. Alright, out here working on a no cool coil. Looks like the compressor seized up. It was off on overload when I first got here, so I had to hose it down, cool it off. I'm going to try to do this with one hand, but I'm checking the amps on the compressor. Locked rotor, it's 58.3. I've done it a couple times, so hopefully the compressor hadn't overheated already. But I saw it drew like 80 something and then 50 something and then never turned over, never started up, so it dropped out. Just wanted to kind of show. I tried to throw a super boost on it. That didn't work. Did the exact same thing. One other thing you want to make sure when you're diagnosing a bad compressor is, one, that there's no burned wires off of the compressor, something obvious. But also, this is the start wire, start winding right here. You want to make sure that you're drawing amperage on that wire when the compressor is trying to start. Like I said, if you had a burned start wire or something like that, it's not going to start because it's not getting any power on the start winding. But I'll see if I can do her one more time and see if she draws any amperage. It's not going to be as high as your locked rotor. It's probably going to be somewhere 3, 4, 5, 6 amps, something like that. But I'll see if I can show you what it's drawing, if it'll try and start again. Yep, so definitely drawing current on start. She's trying to start, but no go. So we're gonna need to order a compressor for this girl. Also check the obvious, check the capacitor. This capacitor is 40 plus 5. 40's doing, I think it was doing like 38.1, which is a little bit weak, but it'll still start. It just has, if the capacitor gets too weak, it'll have trouble running. Or if it's open, obviously, then the compressor won't run. But unfortunately, that's not the case here, so we'll be ordering a new compressor. We did get another service call this afternoon, a no cooling call, one of our maintenance customers. I'm trying to get out there and beat the rain. It's starting to rain a little bit, but it's hit or miss depending on where you are. So we were out there a few months ago, put about a pound of refrigerant in the system. It was a little bit low. It's a intertherm inside unit with a Goodman heat pump outside, 2002 outdoor unit. Can't remember if the inside's the same age or not, but we're on our way out there, like I said, and hopefully we can figure out what's going on and get her some air conditioning. Now, I seriously doubt if any manufacturers watch my videos, but y'all boys got to come up with something better than these capacitors. Probably in the last 3 weeks I've changed somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 35 of these. Y'all got to do something better with these. it's leaking fluid, and she might have lost a condenser fan motor. I'll have to put one of these in and 45+5 and test it out, but they really need to do something about that. Alright, all done with that call with the bad capacitor. Condenser fan motor and everything turned out to be fine, but I hate these new capacitors. Ever since they did away with the PCBs in the capacitors, they're junk. Why, I don't know. Why somebody hadn't come up with a better idea. But like I said before, I've probably changed in the last 3 weeks well over 20, I would say. Probably between 25 and 35, somewhere around there. Just in the past 3 weeks. We still got a lot of summer to go through. So, but we're going to a new customer. His AC isn't working, so we'll swing on out here and see if we can't get him some coolant. Alright, this is the old Goodman unit. Rubbed through that into that discharge muffler and rubbed a hole in the back of this pipe. You can see it spraying out of this 3/8 and spraying onto there. It's been leaking for a while. He's not going to repair it, so we're going to get him a quote, 16-year-old unit, get him a quote on replacing this package unit.